young children, but with all the fun in the sun, there are some safety concerns that we as parents and grandparents need to be aware of. And Shanelle Staten from the Parenting Center is here with some important tips to pass along.
Yes.
Good morning. And you brought a lot of show and tell for us as well.
I did.
Well, first of all, let's talk about safety in the sun.
Yes. You want to make sure that between the hours of 10 and 4, when the rays are at its strongest, that your children are equipped with sunscreen. You want to make sure that you apply it at least 15 to 30 minutes before. There is a pediatric recommended sunscreen for children under the age of 6 months. So you want to make sure that your children also have some type of hat that can cover their face, or sunglasses. Very light clothing will also be helpful to keep your children cool in the sun.
And a little tent to take to the beach.
A little
and
tent.
That is so easy. You don't have to pitch it like they did in the old days. It just folds out. I think we can show it. Maybe not. Anyway, we'll get to it in a minute because you brought it here and I want to show everyone that. Let's talk about water safety.
Yes. You want to make sure that someone is supervising your child at all times. If you want to trade off between adults and make sure that someone is watching the child, because a lot of times adults feel like maybe someone else is watching the child, you want to be very aware of children around water, making sure that they have on safety jackets if necessary, and making sure that someone is supervising them or in the pool with them.
Because it's not enough for them to have floaties and things or jackets, life jackets on. You have to physically be watching. Someone has to be in charge of watching the children when they're in the water. And then also it's important to have a safety kit with you, a first aid kit.
Yes, and you can purchase a first aid kit at any store fully equipped. If you want to add something else to your first aid kit, you can do that as well. Things that you might want to make sure that you have in your first aid kit are hydrocortisone cream, Band-Aids, tape, gauze, those types of things.
And let's talk about playground safety as well as picnic safety, barbecue safety, that sort of thing.
Yes, in those situations, supervision is also very important. You want to make sure that your children are not running off, or that they're not being burned by maybe some of the slides because of the heat. Being on the slides all day, a child can slide down and be burned. So you want to be very cautious of playground safety, fireworks, and making sure that supervision is always something that you're being mindful of. And
also because it's going to get very, very hot out there, and this is the time of year when we have to remind people, if you're putting a child in the back seat, put something in the back seat that you have to reach for so you don't accidentally leave a child in the overheated car.
The summer is the time where most children are left in cars for a quick run into a store or things like that, but you want to make sure that you're not leaving your child in the car, because that is not safe.
And even for a vigilant parent or grandparent, you think, I would never forget. You don't know. Put something back there just to be on the safe side, because we hear these tragedies all too often.
Too often.
And we thank you so much.
Thank you.
And thank you for bringing in the tent. For more information on summer safety or any parenting questions, you can call the Parenting Center at 896-9591 or visit the website at chnola.org. And we're back in the kitchen with Chef Kev. Stay tuned.